Hello everyone! The brokers in Oribos and beyond, they've been super friendly towards us. The comparison with Ethereals, it was quickly made, and the Shadowlands, it's not their domain. Like us, they're visitors to this ancient engine, always ready to help with whatever we might need, for a price of course. Vanari is our bestest buddy within the Maw, and yet they're also a little bit shady. Anything that is not bolted down and could offer them a profit, or maybe even knowledge, they will take with them. We witnessed artificers and mucks plundering Castle Nafria for some powerful relics and some super good deals. Only a matter of time before they stab us in the back, right? But for now, we are on good terms with them. And the alley cats of Oribos, they have a proposition.
I am Aldelil, a humble collector of artifacts, here to present you with an opportunity. Solier of Cartel Soul seeks to acquire a dangerous relic. It would benefit us both if she did not.
I'm probably one of the last ones to realize that their names are related to their cartels. Cartel Al-Dalil or Cartel So-Lia or V-Nari. Anyways, that's the naming scheme. Soleam, or Solia, she means to conduct a heist that spans the realms in order to claim progenitor secrets. She wants to assemble an artifact of the first ones and use its power for selfish ends. Pieces of the relic are said to be hidden on our home world, the world of Azeroth. A place which, according to Al-Dalil, the brokers have never visited before. We'll get back to that line near the end of the video. Solia, getting her hands on the artifact, that won't be good for anyone. So we ask around with the other cartels if they know what she's up to, but none of them are talking, not even to the famous Mallwalker.
You have been seen with Aldalin. A word of caution. Choose your friends carefully, and your enemies more so.
We do a better luck with obtaining the Cartel So shipping manifest. The bulk of Cartel So's wares, they seem to be marked for delivery to a place named Tazavesh, the Veiled Market. Brokers, they find it in their best interest to remain mobile and discreet. A number of their cities and outposts, they're tucked away in the in-between. That whole Doctor Who tunnel that you travel through while visiting other zones, that's in the in-between. The Devourers, they also come from it, and it's where they decided to hide away Corvia. Our new friend is not exactly welcome in Tazavesh. He doesn't even know where it's currently located, so that's what we get to figure out. From the night market in Revendrev, we get sent over to Transfer Station Ta in Bastion. And here we can see that it's pretty clear that these brokers, they're just plundering the Shadowlands. They need us to bring back a new type of Centurion, which is not exactly cooperative, but with most things in WoW, hitting it a few times seems to do the trick.
A sharp strike to the head always works. Perhaps now would be a good time for me to mention that I may not be quite welcome in Tazavesh. But fear not. I have a way I can travel beside you unrecognized. We will meet aboard the ferry.
Traveling to the Veiled Market is not something that they typically offer an outsider. But since we secured payments, it would be their pleasure to assist us. The trip there is quite cool, but where did Al-Dalil go?
Are we there yet? All non-citizens must accept the required customs check. We must tend to a matter of great importance inside. Perhaps an exception can be made? All non-citizens must accept the required customs check. If you insist, customs it is. Follow me, Mallwalker.
Doesn't look like they care very much about Al-Dalil's daring rescue mission of saving the world and the Shadowlands. We'll have to do this the hard way, quite literally, as my party surprised me with a little hard mode run. Shout out to Halfie for setting up the group, Neveria, and Glubet and Despina for being so patient and sticking around for the entire thing. So there are two different ways of gaining entry into Tazavesh.
Hold! Entry is restricted. Surrender your weapons and follow me.
Surely we can come to an alternate agreement?
There will be no agreement. Lethal force authorized.
Normally, they try to disarm us, which would make saving the world quite difficult. The hard mode is activated by doing a little quest that you get inside. You get some proper fake credentials, and then we disguise ourselves as brokers, gaining access without any problems. It does mean having to take on the first boss with a lot less room to fight. In other fights, they have to amp up mechanics as well, as you'd expect from a hard mode. The major reward at the end of the run though, the mount, it makes it all worth it in my humble opinion. That's how we gain entry. Welcome to the Veiled Market. So what about that story that goes down in this place? Well, we need to get to Solia, but to even get into the city proper, we'll have to get through Portalman's Zoda and Zovex the Sentinel.
Intruders in my city? Not for long.
Obsessed with security, Zovex ensure any contraband is immediately incinerated, along with anyone holding the offending items. He'll take your weapon away, throw his own around, and place people in containment cells for a good old interrogation. You want to get your teammates out of there as quickly as you can, because his interrogation methods are kinda deadly.
Papers, please.
A necessary tragedy. Unfortunately, we have now drawn the ire of Cartel Zo.
Fighting away through custom security, the beauty of Tazavesh starts to reveal itself. It has a proper contraband auction house and a banking system. This place, it would make for a great hub later down the line, or maybe it could even be used for an allied race. We can dream, I suppose. Plenty of new broker models to admire as well, and we quickly make friends with them. Since entry into Miser's Oasis, it's not just given to anyone. We'll need to know the passwords. So in true broker style, we make a couple of profitable trades here and there, while the people in the city, they try to take us out, until they give up the goods.
Enjoy your stay.
The drinks are filial, the ambience is intoxicating, and Zogran the door guard is impatient. In this oasis, live performers will not leave that way if they fail to please the crowd.
Learn to play, degenerates!
I believe the crowd has heard enough.
One thing that really stands out here, for those that pay attention, besides Waffles the bartender I suppose, is that a certain trade prince can also be found in Tazavesh. Another thing to keep in mind for at the end of the video. Right now, we have a show to give.
That concludes the musical stylings of the Sinstone Swingers.
Oh, Miser, it is a pleasure. My friends and I are here to...
Ah, the next band has arrived. Please, take the stage. And remember, I am quite generous with those who manage to entertain
Bring on
my
the
guests.
next band!
Our path reveals itself. Perform well, and our Miser's favor
Bring on
is
the
ours.
next band!
I didn't catch exactly why we need these favors, but I imagine it has to do with unlocking the pathway to the highly restricted, super exclusive part of the town. All the same, we need to earn the favor of the different cartels, those that don't like Aldalil very much. With instruments in hand, we give the performance of a lifetime, sliding across the stage while the crowd makes their opinion quite clear. The previous band's not too happy with being replaced. And finally, Zogran has had enough. We're causing way too much trouble, and he tries to kick us out.
The fun is over!
Stop the performance! There's no one left to hear it. It has been an age since I witnessed such a vigorous show. My establishment would not survive another.
Apologies, our Miser. We desperately need your signature.
Cartel Soul's underhanded dealings have not escaped my attention. You may have my signature, as long as you never again bring destruction to my oasis.
Another area that's been quite destroyed, and not even by us this time. That's the mail room of Tazavesh.
A friend here may be of help in acquiring Zo's signature.
Somebody help! This place is a disaster!
Wait, who is that? Where is Basim?
Something has gone wrong at the primary office for sending things. Dimensional portals are scattering deliveries, and the automaton that runs the office is malfunctioning. If the chaos is not sorted soon, this whole city could go postal. Easier said than done though, as the exploding packages they hit like a truck, even more so than the puns that they've used to name the abilities that the postmaster uses.
Thank you. I've never seen a mailroom so disorganized.
You are quite welcome, whoever you are. Now, we are in need of Zo's signature.
Oh, you mean this? There are dozens of them all over the floor. Here, take one.
Ah, yes, thank you.
No problem at all. Now to find a way back to Azeroth. After I make a few process improvements around here.
You might remember Katie from back in Legion, where they showed us how the mail system in Azeroth and beyond works. Her whistle calls her through sleet and snow to deliver our mail. Quite a magical profession to have, seeing how even the afterlife is able to get postcards. She's going to return to Azeroth, which means that living beings from our world, they can find a way into Tazavesh. Again, something to keep in mind.
Now for the item you have all been awaiting. The allegedly demon-cursed Edge of Oblivion. We'll start the bidding at 5,000. Do I hear 5,000? I hear 6,000. Yes, 6! Wait, how did that beast escape from its cage?
Cartel's Eye is not responsible for any loss of limb that occurs during this demonstration.
Are rampaging beasts ruining your day? We have the solution! Watch as my assistant activates this Bastion Centurion for maximum destruction.
With controls this easy, even a dredger could do it.
I am awakened. Destroy everyone.
Imbecile! Turn it off!
It is out of control!
Thank you all. That concludes our demonstration.
Now's my chance. That axe is mine. They thought variable dimension tumblers would keep me out? Pathetic. Done. Come to mama.
Overheating. Venting animal.
The curse is real? All realms will drown in blood!
We were very curious what artifices Mox was going to do with those relics that he stole from Nafria. It turns out that selling them in Tazavesh to the highest bidder at the Grand Menagerie was the best idea. To Cartel's Eye, nothing is off limits. Exotic beasts, forbidden technology, even cursed artifacts, all are on display. If your heart desires it, Cartel's Eye will acquire it for you, as long as you can pay their price. A nice little profit to be earned, was it not, for all the things on sale destroying the place? The Edge of Annihilation, which was stolen from Nafria, it takes hold of the Goblin Venza gold fuse, and just like in the raid, it will try to pull you in, send you off to a very quick death.
You saved our menagerie. Well, what is left of it?
A simple matter. In return, we ask only for Cartel's Eye's signature.
Our signature is a fair trade.
We have all the
especially
signatures
if
we
it
need.
results in your
Let us not
departure.
keep Solia waiting. Excuse our intrusion, Solia. I hope we caught you at an inconvenient time.
Al-Dalil, is there no sanctuary from your filth?
Hear me, Solia. The artifact you seek brings only suffering.
Suffering and power. I must now travel beyond Tazavesh, but your journey ends here.
Those signatures have earned us access to the lap of luxury, but getting to Solia is not going to be so easy. She is a cartel leader after all, and unlike Al-Dalil, she has more than just herself. Among those brokers who live by the blade, none of them match the skill of So Asmi, Cartel So's lethal assassin. So Asmi is forever perfecting his technique. As such, it gives him great pleasure to instruct his enemies in the art of fighting, even as he slices them to pieces. It's one heck of a fight, as So Asmi, he has these floating teleportation pads that you need to use to avoid his circle attack. Then he's going to cut up the room into different pieces, start to cast this spell that immediately ends your life. Aim of the game is to use those little transport pads to get to the right location and then interrupt this spell. But sometimes that takes a bit of calculating, a little bit of luck, as the paths do move around.
My cartel bears my shame. Solia may have a head start, but her echo remains, an echo we can follow. Apologies. The cosmic backwash was turbulent. This is as close as I could get you. Solia must be nearby. Were I to make a wager, I'd put coin on the ruins ahead.
From the in-between, right back onto Azeroth. Good old Stormheim, where the last time we visited, we had to prove ourselves over and over and over again to be worthy of Odin's praise in the ages of Agramar.
Power eludes your grasp, Al-Dalil. A tenet of your cartel.
Power without wisdom leads to ruin, Solia.
Right. See how your wisdom fares against the might of the Titans.
You are unworthy to lay claim to these relics.
So close, and yet she escapes again. Well, we have to deal with Hilbrand, the Sword of the Keepers. So Leah stealing the ancient Titan artifact. It has awoken the Guardian, and they seem to be blaming us. Aim of the game is to keep the ads under control, while bringing the right colored rune to the appropriate console, before the room is fully filled up, and you become a permanent resident of the tomb.
That artifact will end you all.
Celia's arrogance will be her downfall. A taxing journey. But our path remains true.
Oh, you have a talent for acquiring intriguing artifacts. This was found among the ruins of the Black Empire, yes?
Ye have an eye for treasure, but not enough smarts to stay away from it.
Apologies, Captain. Please direct your grievances towards my associates.
Ah, you lot meddled with the wrong buccaneer.
Our captain is a dragon? Our captain is a dragon!
Anyone else out there that's really missing freeholds? I really like the dungeon, but truth be told, if it came with an infinite pirate dragon, it would have been even better. Months of planning, they've gone down the latrine when Solia appeared in the middle of Time Captain Hooktail's heist and stole her prize. Why exactly did an infinite dragon, a corrupted bronze dragon with powers over time, decide to become a pirate? Who knows really, but it sure looks cool. Borealis is in flames again, while we get bombarded by the ship. Time itself gets a bit wonky. Ads do spawn in, but the Time Captain is kind enough to help with that problem if you aim her infinite breath at the ads.
Take no! Away, captain!
You know not the power you chase. Let us depart before the Coltirans ask questions we lack time to answer.
We've seen her grab a Titan relic, and one connected to the Black Empire, an old god / Void Lord relic. I wonder if those other 3 relics that she has, if they're connected to the other cosmic domains beyond death, I suppose. Now, I would have loved to use the information that comes from the new book, which is called Grimoire of the Shadowlands and Beyond. There's supposedly be a lot of First One's information, and it was supposed to release last week. But unfortunately, there's been some publishing issues, and my copy got delayed. And I don't really want to spoil myself quite yet, but I have seen some interesting pictures fly by about the cosmology charts within Warcraft. There are also scrolls related to the First Ones that you can pick up in Tazavesh. Really interesting stuff, but we'll cover that in a separate video surrounding the First Ones, deep dive into those new lore things. For now, we know that she has her relics, and she must be stopped.
Must you hound my every step?
You cannot control this power. The artifact belongs in a museum.
Only the withered and dead belong in museums, like your cartel. Your cartel has dissolved into dust. I choose to lead mine to glory.
Her thirst for power culminates in this final battle, and what a battle it is. Whatever these First Ones might be all about, their powers, they sure pack a punch. Eventually, she draws in the relics and transforms into a creature of unbridled ferocity, as rampant energy spills from the artifacts. So Leah must be stopped before actions tear down the foundations of the Shadowlands. And that's just what we do, no matter how pretty or powerful she might be. Using her own powers against her is what allows us to grab victory in near certain defeat. Who knows what devastation she might have caused if we left her unchecked. However,
Bow before
My cartel must not
fade. The First Ones hate these artifacts for good reason. They are not meant for us. I am grateful our paths crossed, More Walker. These troublesome pieces will reside where they can do no more harm, and be studied by Cartel Al, until our fortunes meet again.
we do decide to just pass on the relics from one broker to another. I'm not sure if it's wise to place the power of the First Ones in the hands of Aldalil, not when all the other broker cartels, they want nothing to do with him. Or perhaps that's exactly what makes him the perfect candidate to hold on to these relics. And that's the story that goes down in Tazavesh, which still leaves the question, what the heck is Gallywix doing here? And as far as I'm aware, we don't actually know. Last time I checked, he was burning papers in Orgrimmar, getting ready to leave town as his partnership with Sylvanas, it had landed him in a bit of hot water. He's since been replaced by Gaslow, and then there's the Goblin Heritage armor questline that had us duke it out with old Gallywix himself, leaving him behind, trapped within his mech. Does that mean that nobody saved poor Gallywix? Did they just left him in there to starve away and die, to then go to the Shadowlands and end up in Tazavesh? Not necessarily, as we have seen plenty of living people, ourselves included, also visit the markets. They don't often let strangers come in, but it's not unheard of. And then the question is, why is he here? What is he trying to do? Well, goblins, they're all about opportunities and making a profit after all, very much in line with what the brokers are about. In one of the first quests, Aldalil tells us that pieces of the relic are said to be hidden on your home world. Brokers have never before found a way there, and yet, when you look around Tazavesh, you can find plenty of things that are native to Azeroth. You could argue that animals or proto-dragons, they might have spawned on different worlds as well, but I find it hard to explain how an Azshara statue or a Night Elf statue, how that has cleared customs and is kept within the city. Now, I don't know if this next bit, if we should put this in the Blizzard forgot about it category, or that Aldalil just doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's just not aware of what the other brokers are up to. Since if you talk to Keeper Tahilt in Oribos, they say, such curious creatures that we have found in your realm. I'm enjoying expanding my collection. A quick look around the place definitely shows a lot of items from back home. But let's go with the idea that Aldalil is just spewing nonsense, and the brokers have been looting Azeroth for a little bit now. Could it be possible that Gallywix somehow made contact and established trade with the brokers? For the first time, giving them access to the exclusive, untouched world of Azeroth. Well, untouched by the brokers, I suppose. It could definitely use a bit of story, but I could also see them make it work. And then, of course, the question is, what does Gallywix want in return? Are you all ready for the next expansion? The Rise of the Trey Prince, where everybody's dreams of shooting the Goblin cannon, it finally comes true. I definitely am, but for now, you're up to speed on the story that goes down at Tazavesh. As I said, we'll dive deeper into the first one's lore that can be found here and in the book. We'll dedicate a different video to it. So for now, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you like my videos. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. And until next time, see ya!